Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anmol Kaushal and today we'll be talking to Ms. Gargi Vishnoi. She is an excellent mental health professional all the way from Jaipur. Her articles have been published in Hindustan Times, News 18 and many other renowned sources. And on Instagram she goes by the name of @IHealGood. So why don't we let her introduce herself. So over to you Gargi. Before we start this video, I just want to let you know that हो सकता है in between video के आपको लगे that the video quality is not up to the mark, but I've made sure that the audio quality remains crisp and clean. The thing is that Gargi has added a lot of value to this project and I am very much thankful to her. So I hope you all like it and please continue.
Hi Anmol, hi everybody. Thanks for coming here and watching the video. I'm Gargi, as Anmol has introduced me, and I am a counseling psychologist and I'm working with the Fortis Department of Mental Health and Behavioral Sciences for over a couple of months now. I do a lot of webinars and talks and mental health awareness campaigns, and currently I'm heading a campaign on children that are stuck in difficult situations regarding law and everything. So I'm working with them. And I love this field. I'm a huge mental health advocate and I'm very passionate about my field, and that's why I decided to make a social media page about it, because we just don't talk enough about mental health.
Exactly. So let's just start by asking what made you pursue this field.
Alright, so I always had psychology since I was in 12th, 11th standard, and it was kind of a plan B. My plan A was that I wanted to join Indian Air Force as a pilot.
Oh.
But over and over again, I appeared for the exam 7 times during the course of 4 years, and I could not get through. And that kind of played really poorly on my mental health. I wasn't doing very great with self-esteem, and that's when psychology came in. That's when whatever I had learned in my graduation, because I had done psychology honors, so whatever I had done in graduation, post-graduation, that came into play. I understood why I was feeling like that. I understood how I could make myself feel better, how I could raise my self-esteem, and that's how when it worked on me, I thought this is an excellent field. I shared my experiences with a couple of people, and the feedback that I got that I should really look into working in this field. So that's where I kind of just jump-started my career from there.
Yeah, it sounds very nice. So basically now a question which a person hearing to this conversation would be thinking, that what goes on in the life of a mental health counselor? So you might have been encountered with this question many of times. So
right. So basically there are different fields. There's psychiatry, there's clinical psychology, and there's counseling psychology. What I do. So I don't delve into the clinical aspect, like the illness aspect. So majorly I work with people who have adjustment issues, people who have relationship issues, self-esteem issues, communication problems, things like that. Problem solving, goal direction, and all of that. So you as a mental health professional are a center of a lot of negativity, because you are kind of, it's maybe a harsh word, but sort of a junkyard for all the negativity that's around you, right? Because people come and they offload whatever whatever upsetting is going on in their lives, whatever they're upset about, depressed about, sad about, and you absorb it like a sponge, because you have to make proper schedules for them, proper blueprints to how to work through their problems. And so while you are so invested in other people's lives, there has to be somebody that you can talk to get this load off. So I myself have a therapist, and she thankfully is my colleague, and we have a very professional relationship, and we are each other's counselors and psychologists. So that's something that's how my life pans out.
Okay. So coming down to mental health awareness in India. So what while looking through the WHO website, I came across that WHO has labeled India as the most depressed country in the world, like being the 5th largest economy. I searched out and I saw that India spends only 0.05% of its healthcare budget on mental health care. So like if I equate to the real life expenditure, so you can say that it's a 3-hour earning of Mukesh Ambani or a half a day's expenditure which is done on running a parliament session. So it's very like surprising to see, and a person's physical health can't be completed without mental health. So I just want to know what's your outlook on that, and as a professional, what do you think about mental health awareness in India?
Honestly, the stats you just produced, I knew about the percentage of mental health allocation in the budget, but
Yeah.
I did not know that when you compare it with the parliament session and Mukesh Ambani's income, it's that stark. And honestly, it does surprise me that we as a country neglect such a huge part of well-being. It's very saddening because as mental health professionals, we are also looked at through a spectrum of sort of negativity, because people think that they have to be crazy. Literally, they have to act bizarrely.
Yeah.
Crazy is a term which is loosely used for people who act bizarrely in situations, and in popular media also we have been portrayed as if we have some horns on our head. I think only favor the movie Dear Zindagi that did us was that Shah Rukh Khan was a really swanky therapist, and that was also a little bit of an exaggeration, because somebody would come to me and say, I'm expecting walks on the beach while I get therapy, and I'm sorry, I can't do that. So this popular representation in media has kind of blurred our vision of mental health, and also because we consider it as a taboo in our society. People don't want to tell their family that they are seeking counseling. A lot of people who approach me, they haven't told their families. They are scared because their parents would discourage them that, things that are happening at home shouldn't go out. We as a culture are so secretive that we don't want to wash apparently a dirty laundry in public. So that's why people try to talk to the family members. And the biggest problem is that we consider the house people, the chachis and the tais and the mothers and the nannies to be the therapists. And koi baat nahi beta, iske baat kar le, just talk to somebody in the house. And that's not how it works, right? It's not just talking. You are a mental health professional, you've put in years of studies and practice, and to be equated to somebody who talks is very disheartening. So the landscape of mental health is really poor in India, and there are a lot of quacks also. I'd like to mention here that there are so many people who claim to be life coaches and who claim to be past life regression or things. I'm not throwing shade on anyone, but then they cannot put themselves under the title of psychologists. So that's something very rampant in the country. And mental health bill 2017 that had come up, so they had done some tweaking, but a lot needs to be done still.
Yeah. So when I was going through your Instagram page, so I saw that you do workshops all across India. So in those workshops, I saw that you were having a session in a village. So the ladies were sitting around. So I just wanted to know what kind of discussion happened at that time, because they, being a layman, they would be expressing them to you. You would be knowing what are the exact terminologies, but they themselves don't know that they are going through that. So
right. So that was one very interesting experience of my life, and I had just taken it up because I was visiting my ancestral place, which I was going back after a very long time, and it just occurred to me that I've been going to schools and I've been going to MNCs and talking to people about mental health, but the rural India is absolutely oblivious of what it is and what it entails. So I went there, I spoke to them, I spoke to those women, and the most shocking part, also not so shocking, is that people there believe in ghostly paranormal activities, and they say that mental illness is nothing but it's just that upri hawa lag gayi hai. It's the most common sentence that is used, that something has been done, some black magic has been done, somebody wants to control you, or maybe some elder has entered the body of this particular person. So they would talk like that. And there was somebody who had OCD, but the family would say that we have tried to explain her so many times that your hands are clean, and we don't know why does she wash so much. of her hand all the time. So they don't understand that it's pathological. They don't understand that it's an illness. Of course, because what are we talking about rural India? I mean, I think most of urban India also doesn't understand what psychological illnesses, mental illnesses are. So that was quite an eye-opening session that I had with those women. And mental illnesses are more prevalent in rural areas.
Yeah.
As I to say that you know they would go to every sort of baba and jhada for jhada and everything, and after exhausting all their options, they would come to the hospital seeking help.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's like the work you are doing is very much commendable. So thank you for that. Yeah. So like what even I think that stigma and discrimination are the negative consequences of ignorance and misinformation. And for if professionals like you reach out to such people, like it's good for them because it is impossible like for the scenario in case of India that they would be able to get such professional help. So people like you reach out to them, that's a very good thing. So thank you for that.